How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here on this channel, I talk about how to get a job in a recession or a bad economy. I specialize in federal employment because I've been a federal employee for the past 10 years. If you get value from this video, give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. Let's get started. I'm doing this video because a lot of you have job interviews coming up, so there's certain videos I want to get out quickly to help you out. The purpose of this video is to teach you how to answer questions effectively and with substance, even if you don't have that much work experience. What I'm going to teach you is very good if you are applying for an entry-level job. Entry-level job interviews are going to ask you entry-level type questions. These questions appear to be difficult if you don't have that much work experience. The types of questions you get asked are behavioral, situational, and depending on the job, technical questions. Behavioral and situational questions should always be answered in STAR format. And there's a link to that video in the box below. I'm going to teach you 3 things. The first thing is all experience counts. It doesn't have to be actual job experience where someone paid you. Getting creative with these answers is perfectly okay. At some point, everyone has joined some sort of group or club or organization. You've either joined college organizations or church groups or some type of volunteer group at some point. Number 2, because everyone has joined some type of group, you have to understand that you did something in those groups. At some point, you had to work with a difficult person. At some point, you had a disagreement with the person that was in charge of that group. At some point, you planned and organized some kind of event. Or at some point, you had to negotiate a business contract of some type, either with a large vendor or on a smaller scale. Third thing that you have to understand is skills are developed over time. These skills don't just have to be developed on the job. You can develop these skills from everyday experiences. At this point, you're probably wondering, what is this guy talking about? How do I take everyday experiences and then pitch those in a job interview? Here's a real life example from one of my fraternity brothers back in college. His parents were going through a home foreclosure and they didn't understand the legal or the financial aspects of it. His parents lost their job, it was a bad economy, and they couldn't pay the bills. It is what it is. And they also barely spoke English. What my friend had to do was go back home and jump in. He was talking with the bank, he was talking with the attorneys, and he had to take all the information that the bank and the attorneys gave him, break it down into everyday language, and then translate that to his parents. He was also translating all the legal and the financial documents to his parents so that they would understand what is going on. When he graduated college, he had an interview at Morgan Stanley up in New York. In his job interview, he was being asked about his experience with financial documents and legal documents and all kinds of other stuff. In that interview, he told them about his parents' foreclosure and how he had to handle all of that for his parents. By the time he was done, he came back down to Gainesville. 2 weeks later, guess who got a job? That guy. That is an example of taking everyday experiences and then pitching that in a job interview. If you take away anything from what I taught you, take away one thing. All experience counts. Who cares where you got it from? All experience counts. Always. That is how you leverage everyday experiences in a job interview. Everything that I have talked about in this video and past videos, I do teach this. I even teach all my coworkers how to do this. If you want, I can also teach you. If you want to find out how, contact is in the box. Give me a heads up and we'll talk one-on-one. If you got value from this video, give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe if you haven't already done that. In the comments, tell me if you have ever had to use any everyday life experiences in a job interview. And then tell me if you got the job or if you didn't. That's all I've got. I have other videos coming up. Until then, peace out.